Anybody can get rich in America and now many parts of the world. Anybody. And yet the rich people, especially the self-made ones, they really are different. And I'm going to try to explore that in a very small video here and show you what those key differences are. You know, many years ago, when I first decided to become a millionaire, I was struggling financially, could barely put a roof over my head, and I lived in a neighborhood. It was some government housing apartments, but it butted up against a really nice neighborhood. It's in a small town, by the way. It's not an inner city or anything like that. But I was living in some government-assisted apartments, and right next to these apartments was a really nice neighborhood. And I used to walk my girlfriend's dog around those neighborhoods at night. She worked at nights as a bartender, and I would walk her dog. And so I'd be walking past all of these beautiful houses, and you know, just going slow and just really looking around at all these people, the nice cars, nice houses, everything I wanted in life was right there as I was walking around. And all it was doing is making me angry. I was a young man back then. This is like 30-some years ago, 35 years ago. So I was in my mid-20s back then, but I was angry. And I told a wise friend of mine at the time, I told her just how angry I was. You know, why should they have all of those nice things? Why should they live in those big, beautiful houses and have those nice cars when I'm struggling so much and I'm just as good as they are and I'm just as smart as they are? You know, that was my whole mindset. I just couldn't get out of it. God, I was just so angry. And I remember she listened to me go on and on and on and on. And she was probably my age at the time. So she had a good 30 years on me, 35 years on me. And she listened to me go on and on and on and on until finally she just couldn't take it anymore. And she said, TJ, just get it in your head. These people paid a tremendous price to get where they are. She said, you can go up to any one of those nice houses and knock on the door and just say, hey, what did you have to do to get this nice house? Of course, they'd call the cops, you know, especially nowadays, some crazy guy coming up going, how did you get that nice house? But she made a point. She made a point. She was so angry with me. You know, she just said, look, you're crazy. Those people paid a price to get where they are. And for you just to be angry at them and think, oh, you know, why should they have all those nice things and you don't? You know, that's just wrong thinking. Well, now here it is 30, 35 years later, and I'm living in a 13,000 square foot house. And, you know, the mansion, that's what my neighbors call my house, even though it's really not compared to a lot of other places. It'd be a very baby mansion. But you know, and some of my neighbors, they thought I was born with the silver spoon. I only found this out after living here for about 20 years. Get to talking to some of my neighbors, and they just automatically assume that I come from wealth or something like that. It's crazy, just ridiculous. But the point is, my good friend Ann Niosi, who told me that 35 years ago, she was absolutely right. I've had to pay a tremendous price to achieve the success that I've had so far, and I've had to work tremendous hours. It's 5:30 in the morning right now on a Sunday morning. I'm doing this video for you. I've been getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning for the last 30 years, working, going to work, learning how to master the art and science of direct response marketing and writing copy. Advertising copy and learning marketing, learning how to become a great marketer. I mean, this is something I have dedicated my life to. 12 and 16-hour days. When I was younger, I would even do some 20-hour days. But I poured my whole passion into it, all of my enthusiasm, all of my energy, everything that I had, my entire self, I poured it into it. I'm not saying that to brag on me. I'm just saying I've had the privilege now, and it has been a very great privilege to meet other people that are self-made millionaires just like me. And you find out the same thing with them. You find out exactly the same thing. They fell in love with the business. They dedicated their lives to it. They put in all the long hours until they got really good at what they do, or what, they mastered their craft, so to say, and the money just came rolling in. But there is a price that has to be paid, and a lot of people know that, or it sounds good, oh yeah, I'm paying the price, I'm paying the price. Well, we'll see, because you study the lives of every super successful entrepreneur. I'm talking about the multi-millionaire billionaires, all right? Guys and gals who make my success story look pale by comparison. You study their lives and you'll see that they faced adversity after adversity after adversity. So many times they could have quit, and should have quit probably, if they were more sane and reasonable and rational. That's why one of the signs on my wall here, somewhere, there's a sign here, that just says, unreasonable people rule the world. Unreasonable people rule the world, because you study the lives of these entrepreneurs that made it big or making it big, and you'll find there's so many times they went way above and beyond what anybody else would have ever done. Times when the whole world was against them, and yet they continued to persevere. They continued to believe in themselves, believe in their dreams, and they worked very hard. They put in a lot of hours. They ultimately had a passion and fell in love with what they do. And all of that paid off. The cumulative effect of all of that paid off, and the money came rolling in, and now everybody looks at them and says, oh, they got lucky. Or like my neighbors. My neighbors, I find out after years, they're shocked when they hear that I was homeless at one time. They're just absolutely shocked when they find out that I started my direct response business with a few $100s, because that's all I had, because they see me living in this nice house and they just think, oh, this is not the house I live in, by the way. This is on the property, but this is my creative little den here, my cash flow laboratory. So, but they all just think that I was born rich or something like that. And your friends and family, the naysayers in your life, the people who try to tell you that you can't do it, when you do finally do it, because you do pay the price over an extended period of time, all those people are going to do is just say, oh, you just got lucky, or, they're going to talk behind your back in that regard. They're going to always discount the fact of what I'm trying to tell you, that it takes hard work, persistent effort. You got to fall in love with the business. You got to fall in love with the things that bring you the most money, which is all relate to marketing somehow. So I titled this video, The Rich Really Are Different. And they truly are. And yet what I didn't say that I want to end this with now is those are differences that you have within your control right now. It's lifestyle, it's habit. These are things that anybody can achieve or anybody can get. And I hope you will, because money doesn't solve all your problems. In fact, it creates new problems. It won't buy you happiness, but the pursuit of money